Today, I created a really cool design for one of my favorite characters from when I was a kid. His name's Speedball. Maybe you've heard of him. Hey everybody, welcome back to MPQ Mastery, where we teach you to destroy more gyms, and sometimes we make our own characters for the game because I'm a game designer and that's what I find fun. It looks like I've been doing one about every other week at this point, but I may hold off on any others until I get a few other videos that I've been wanting to get out. I really kind of want to get those out of the way, but I really do have a really fun time doing these. So this time I am doing one for Speedball, and this was one of those characters that I just dug the very concept of his powers. He has the power of momentum. So essentially, he bounces off all of the walls and he builds up all that energy. He's always constantly moving. He's bouncing off of things. And if you hit him, he stores up that energy and hits you even harder. It is just such a great character power idea. It's so off the wall. And it's very different from like, I have super strength and I can run good and I can lift that thing. It's like, no, maybe I can't lift that thing, but if you bounce me off enough walls, I will barrel a bullet hole through it with my body. It's just really, really fun. He was a member of the New Warriors back in the day, and that's where Nova was as well. So fun. So what I decided to do was kind of make this character also kind of bounce off of the design that is already out there for Nova. So we'll see if I did a good job. Before we get into the design itself, follow us on Twitter and Facebook. It's at MPQ Mastery. Just type in MPQ Mastery. You can find us pretty much anywhere now. I was actually just watching a Marvel Puzzle Quest video on their YouTube channel, and then the next video that came up after that was one of ours. That's crazy. So really, really fun for me to know that even YouTube is seeing the connection now. Also, I use just vague terms because who knows what final numbers will be like. So I use low, medium, high. Sometimes I'll use some X's. There's a couple of things with this design where I'm going to explain where it might range and things like that. So definitely all of this is more kind of theoretical of how it could work. But I do possibly have the idea of doing a penance version of this character later on that would definitely be a 5-star. So maybe we'll do that later. We'll have to see. And don't forget to hit like on this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification so you always know when MPQ Mastery puts out another video. So the 3 powers that I have for Speedball here are Once You Get Me Going, Momentum Release, and Clear the Way. I was thinking about doing something in terms of like media attention. For a while there he did have a reality show for himself, but maybe that'll be a different version of him later on. So the first power is Once You Get Me Going. It's a passive ability, it's purple. And this one I thought was really, really cool. This was the thing that started getting me thinking about Speedball being in the game. So the passive ability, Speedball always keeps moving. Each bounce making him more powerful. At the start of each turn, he automatically generates 1 AP in each color except for Team Up. Any match made in the color that matches their highest AP also generates X additional AP. And the secondary power is when an opponent goes airborne or changes position due to a power, steal 1 random AP. So my thought here is that if you have Speedball in your match, he wants the fight to be over as soon as possible. So he's going to be generating AP like crazy so that everybody can be powering off things all the time pretty much. I have it set here as 1 AP in every color except for Team Up, but that might be a higher level version. It might just be like 1 in each of your strongest colors, you know, or something like that as it ranges. But then any match that you make in the color that you have the most of, then that will generate additional AP as well, because again, he keeps the momentum going, which I thought was a really cool idea. Like, he is there for AP generation with this power, and that would honestly make him match up really well with America Chavez, in my opinion. So, and the secondary ability of Once You Get Me Going I thought was really cool too. So it's when an opponent goes airborne or changes position due to a power. Because this is a thing that's been happening more and more in the later characters, is that more of them are getting the ability to go airborne, and more of them are doing things like, you know, shifting to the front or stuff like that. So my idea here is that anytime there is movement, again, he is also moving in conjunction with that, so he's going to be stealing even more AP. So he's going to be that character that's going to go against the people who can go airborne, or the people who are like Colossus, who shifts to the front constantly, and you're going to want him to shift to the front, so it's going to make it kind of a cool thing, I think, with this character, Speedball. With that in mind, his second power is called Momentum Release. Bouncing around can lead to big attacks and sometimes mishaps. Speedball deals high damage and destroys all black strike tiles. For each strike tile destroyed this way, deplete 1 AP in all colors and deplete medium damage. If not enough AP exists, Speedball takes half of the leftover damage as well. As a passive addition to this power, whenever Speedball takes damage, place a black strike tile on the board. If he's at the lead, he moves to the back position automatically. So this one is a lot, actually. So the big thing first is that it's going to deal a bunch of damage all up front. Bam, big hit. But then it's going to be destroying black strike tiles, not any other color, only black ones. Again, working with him and Nova, because a lot of Nova's abilities put black strike tiles specifically on the board. However, because Speedball is reckless, using this power, if you don't have enough AP stored to combat against the number of strike tiles on the board, then you're going to end up dealing him damage as well. So it can suck also if you mistime this ability. So I thought that was kind of a good balance to how powerful the ability itself already is, because Speedball is actually known to be reckless and he throws caution to the wind, so he doesn't care if he's going to take a bunch of damage. However, it's a lot of damage, especially if you have Nova in the team who is producing a ton of these black strike tiles. The passive ability is how you're going to get the black strike tiles on there if you're not on a team with somebody who is already doing that. So again, the thing with Speedball is if you hit him, he hits you back harder. So every time he takes damage, it's going to place one of those black strike tiles on the board. And if he's in the main position when he takes that damage, he's going to shift to the back. And that's mostly just to keep it from, well, I'll just keep him in the front and he'll just keep getting hit and hit and hit and hit. It's like, no, he's going to get a hit and then he's going to bounce back. Like, that's the thing. He's going to bounce back to the wall. So there is going to be some moving with this character. His third power is kind of like the palette cleanser for the team. So Speedball clears a path to make it easy for his teammates to tag in. Destroy X random rows. Obviously, more rows, the higher you have the power. Ignoring friendly special tiles, because I like that from the 3-star Star-Lord power, so I like it when it ignores those things. And then for each red tile destroyed, it's going to deal low damage. And then for every yellow tile destroyed, it's going to heal low health. So I thought that was going to be a pretty cool power. Could deal some damage, could heal you, could destroy some enemy special tiles. Yeah, so there's a lot of like, what's going to happen, which again is kind of up Speedball's alley because he is always very unpredictable. So there you go. Once you get me going, producing lots of AP, especially if you're moving around, Momentum Release deals tons of damage and creates those strike tiles, and Clear the Way clears rows. So when I was designing this, it seemed like it would be a 4-star, but honestly, after reading it aloud and realizing what I put down on this paper here, it's definitely a 5-star character and would be an amazing addition, I think, to Marvel Puzzle Quest. But let me know what you guys think. What'd you think about the design, the individual powers? Do you think it could be possibly OP? I'm kind of thinking it might be, but but if he did exist, who would you match him with? Who would he be really good against? Who's his kryptonite? I kind of want to know. Let me know about all of that down in the comments, and we'll continue the discussion down there. Otherwise, again, don't forget to follow us on Twitter and Facebook at MPQ Mastery. Like, subscribe, hit the bell, and thank you for coming to MPQ Mastery. Go destroy some gems.